Welcome back to Tangled. So, Village Waterfront.
So do we have a mini game watching the lanterns in the sky? Or
this is more of a straightforward level.
Really? Huh.
Again, yeah, I know, right? It kind of at this point you can tell the developers are stretching for ways to pad the game out. You know.
Again, to give him credit, given what the game is setting out to be, it's doing its job well, I guess. Oh wait, we start in the kingdom.
Well, remember, the Village Waterfront is in the kingdom itself. So.
Oh, it's a water platformer level.
Kind of, yeah.
So much fun.
Is it?
But wait, hold on, Rapunzel. Didn't we already see the lamps rising when you were bopping them with your head?
No, but you mean the actual lanterns that are always released from the castle itself. That's the ones she's talking about. Those are the ones that are always released in the day of their birthday for reasons that the movie explains.
Oh, I know. What I mean is, like, well, didn't we technically get that game-wise when we were lifting the lanterns up with the bopping the head minigame, technically?
Loaded for a second.
I do not know, too. As for you, Jova, I don't know.
Like, I mean, that's the thing. The minigame was literally about the lanterns rising, so isn't that technically the grand moment we were waiting for? The lanterns rising up into the air? Also, why is her hair jagged like that?
Maybe it's an emulation bug or something. Because remember, I mean, Dolphin is one of the most, if not the most optimized emulator out there when it comes to emulating something. But you can't account for everything for every single game. There's going to be, and these kinds of licensed games usually are always in the low priority.
Oh,
you know. I mean, sometimes
Rapunzel just died.
I mean, sometimes you'll have an update for Dolphin that fixes an issue of a specific game, like for example. Hell, there's even sometimes some higher profile games, that don't even get. Could you do with something like, for example, one thing that Dolphin still has to this day, when trying to emulate Shadow the Hedgehog, is that on the on the opening movie, when the title shows up, the 2D image of the title kind of glitches out a bit. And that hasn't been fixed to this day. And trust me, I checked. It's not just a problem on my end. Other people who have recorded the game on Dolphin also have that issue.
I do wonder if maybe a lot of this is probably more emulation stuff because...
Oh yeah, that's what I said.
Again, I don't recall there being word of this game being particularly broken on release.
Oh, no. It's not...
Get a Wii release.
No, it's GameCube too. Because Dolphin
emulated. I read the release on Nintendo console. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Well, it was a multi-plat. It didn't.
I had one that I felt and kept believing it was a PS2 exclusive.
Yeah, and besides, wasn't the Wii basically just a GameCube with motion controls?
Yeah, it basically.
No, okay. For as much as people joke, the Wii was technically more like it had the power of 2 GameCubes with motion controls.
I don't think it was
more powerful than the GameCube.
Oh, it is. I wouldn't say it's like 2 GameCubes, but it is more like it's a souped-up GameCube. That's the best way to put it. That being said, it is actually Dwebs. So much so, Dwebs, that fans/hackers managed to find a way to play GameCube games on the Wii and Wii U's Wii mode natively without having to resort to the Wii's GameCube mode. You know, and
what's wrong with the Wii's GameCube mode exactly?
Well, that's the thing. If you run your GameCube games on Wii mode, it allows you to use the Wii features, like it allows you to quit the game back to the Wii menu, which you can't do if you.
Oh God, those kids!
Please come over here, please.
Do we have to?
In case you forgot, these are the girls who braid Rapunzel's hair.
Oh, girls.
Careful, Blondie. They look very dangerous.
Well, Flynn, they look scary, not so much dangerous, I would argue.
Oh, you just have to help us. We're practicing to be royal ladies in waiting.
Oh, the irony.
I think the role is kinda taken.
Yeah, you'll be waiting on that one for a while.
Can we braid it? Please?
Oh, did we get a braiding minigame?
Can we? With sugar on top?
Well, I'd love for you to.
Oh, there you go, Pedro. I guess we are getting a braiding minigame.
Nope.
But maybe not.
Or just a cutscene, but, you know, the hair is braided now.
Oh, girls, it's
Wait, how's this gonna factor into the gameplay, I wonder?
Not really, it's not.
It won't factor into the gameplay. It's just the game won't have to render that long hair anymore.
Yeah,
There you
basically.
Go, Pedro, there you go, Pedro. Just like you were asking earlier. Now her braided hair is
Yeah,
the game.
yeah, and we're like 10 minutes away from the end of the game.
I guess to be fair, this is when it happened in the story.
Oh, and that's the end of the level.
That's the level.
That's the level. Okay.
Yeah, braided and jump into a boat.
Fairy Fencer F. Yeah, your dungeons have just been surpassed in short level design.
Okay, okay, Jova.
Quiet man as steel
Yeah, now what Theo just
God, you're right, the Quiet Man. Never mind.
what Theo just said.
We do have a guinea game to set with the lantern.
Yeah, we do have a mini game involving the lantern, and that's it.
Wait, that was it?
You just you just shake the remote to launch the thing, and that's the mini game.
Jesus Christ, Sonic and the Black Knight's motion controls had more intricacy than this. And you know what? I do get it. The age graphic and all that, but age demographic, but
To finish my earlier point, you see it Webs, like if you hack your Wii or Wii U to run GameCube games on the Wii mode, it allows you to quit back to the menu without having to turn off the console. It allows you to apply cheats to hack the game for whatever reason. It allows you to use other fan hacks to make the games maybe render better or something. And it allows you to do plenty of things that you can't do in the GameCube mode.
Also, all the mother Gothel for a split second.
Let me guess, the twist is that they're telling this to their kids.
That's the thing, we don't really know if they're even telling this to anybody. Apparently they're just reminiscing.
I never took a boat. I was double-crossed and thrown in jail.
So actually, that's the question. Do we get a level of fleet?
I actually love this bit where Flynn is the one who's drawing this time. And as he said, he's not as good of an artist.
Hold on, Blondie. We're on our way.
Alright.
So let me guess, horse racing minigame where we race to the tower?
So the music was trying to play for a bit there, but it failed.
Or let me guess, we just go straight to the tower for the next level, don't we?
Confrontation in the tower.
When I got back to my room, I looked at my paintings. They had new meaning now. Visiting the kingdom changed everything. Finally, I understood. The lanterns that appear only on my birthday? I'm the lost princess. Mother Gothel kidnapped me so she could use my hair. And she'd do anything to keep me with her.
And this is where I come in.
Boss fight?
Yes.
I mean, given the fact that she just stabs Eugene, it should be interesting to see how they build up a boss fight.
That's the thing, this game doesn't even bother with the whole, Flynn and Eugene naming. Again, a lot of important stuff from the movies are just glossed over.
Here forever, Mother. Oh, but
Yeah, that expression is...
Clearly, the aging is all
taking
effect.
Well, look at the bright side here. We got Donna Murphy to reprise her role. That's something.
Yeah, again, I will get at least they have the consistency for the voice actors for that most of
I
them.
know you were wrong about the world, and you were
She looks bored as fuck.
Yeah. Looks like one of those ads for like a mobile tile, like Merge Mansion.
Alright, let's see the boss fight.
Also, Flynn is somehow
Flynn's here!
Standing there.
Standing here, I
Everybody went
realize...
punching her, Jova.
Try to catch Mother Gothel.
Wait, hold on. Try to catch her? I thought she was trying to catch Rapunzel.
Also, her fingers just clipped for her eye. Okay, so...
She has a book that we're trying to get, I guess.
So, here's the boss battle. Mother Gothel will throw spiders at you.
Oh no!
And you have to take care of them with your frying pan and trusty knife. You have to also... After that, you have to get to them, you get to get near Mother Gothel so you can catch her. That's it.
And why was she taunting us with what appeared to be a sketchbook? I guess Rapunzel really wants that sketchbook instead of, just escaping out the window.
God, this is just... bad.
I mean, okay,
At the very, I did mention, I think, the Little Mermaid in one of the earlier parts. At the very least, when you had the boss fight against Ursula, you actually had to use, properly the different colors of the potions in effect, and it was actually based on the Poor Unfortunate Soul sequences. So it was actually based on something from the movie. It was even actually, homage at the very least in Kingdom Hearts on that front because it was just that effective. But this is just awful.
Okay,
She's
to
laughing,
be fair,
but she doesn't look like it.
to be somewhat fair to the developers, Mother Gothel is not really the physical fighter type of villain, so it's kind of hard to design a boss battle around her that doesn't involve, her using some kind of lackey to fight you.
How about no? Okay,
Which is weird because I hate
trying to do the whole thing, also opening the curtains so that light can shine and everything. But again, the game was entirely built upon two things. Puzzles and motion control. Sometimes a combination of the two. Why don't you do that? Why don't you say that our girl is preparing something and you have to counter in a specific manner? But again, something like this but more elaborate. That's what I mean. Rather than catch her.
Well, technically that's what we're doing to her. We're just not doing it to hit her.
That's it.
And it's over.
That's over. We're done.
God.
We yanked her down and yikes! You have beaten me.
And this is
What was that?
basically, Shiroi, the boss battle against Mother Gothel basically amounts to open up the windows, tie your hair up to her, and catch her. There you go. There's your boss battle.
How did she even manage to stab Eugene with that kind of incompetence? Oh, and we have no pathway whatsoever. Go, fast.
Wait, hold on. So Gothel. Oh, and now her hair is cut off.
We don't even see her dying.
The
game is just fast forwarding to the end. Pedal to the battle, folks. We have to tie things up together. Go.
We don't have any more.
The artist to hurry the fuck up.
We ran out of money and time. Get the fuck on with this.
I
Couldn't have done it without you.
Yes, Joe, we're going.
Quite honest. For as bad as this is, it's kind of done in a way where I kind of get a kick out of how incredibly sped up it is.
This is something like a fan-made video which is supposed to be a parody of a story we'll do.
We have another level? Oh my god, we have another level!
It's an excuse to reuse the horse racing minigame.
I guess it's fine, but honestly, again, I should be mad, but I mean...
It's like, this reminds me of Jova. The climax of the Beauty and the Beast Super Nintendo game, because that game's finale was also rushed the fuck. They rushed the fuck out of the finale too.
Despite the game kind of being all right up until that point, but that being said,
From where?
I think overall it evens out to this game kind of.
Wait, you're talking about all right up until this point? You're talking about this game or the Beauty and the Beast one?
Both. I was saying just like that game.
Shoba, the library.
Yeah, you were pretty harsh on that game up until that point.
Wait, hold on. I thought you were talking about the Bell side of things.
No. You're thinking about the Mega Drive duology, John. Talking about the Super Nintendo game with the shitty snowball mini game and the library of the giant books.
Never mind. No. That one was terrible.
Oh yeah,
that's the one which has the rushed ending, basically.
I thought. Okay. I thought the Mega Drive one also had stuff iffy with it.
Oh, it did, but no on the level of the Super Nintendo one, like we all agreed.
We didn't even bother to give new.
Okay. It's
for Rapunzel.
Like I said 2 parts ago, you can tell that the developers were the most proud of this specific minigame because they used it 3 times throughout the entire game. And again, the racing gameplay is pretty fun, so I can definitely agree with them. This is clearly the part of the gameplay that they were the most proud of. Clearly,
what they need to do is make a spin-off dedicated to just the horse racing. I heard that's a great idea. Oh my god, there's actually about where you jump off of roofs. That's actually kind of cool.
I don't think Uncle Monty is gonna approve that.
What does he approve of?
The Gopher Festival.
I remember that bit at the end.
We're not there yet.
I remember that bit at the end of the movie where Rapunzel and Flynn are so happy at getting to reunite with Rapunzel's parents that they run through the town destroying wheelbarrows and
Actually, Dwibs, this is kind of how the TV series starts. So
So,
it kind of it kind of works.
But this is based off the movie, not the TV show.
Yeah, the
To
TV
be
show
fair,
only came
maybe
out
that's-
7 years later. So.
I think what Pedro and the Andromeda might suggest is the reverse dibs that the people who made the TV show might have been inspired at really slightly out of this.
I mean, look, I'll just say it like this. I mean, heck, I could pretty much get to my final thoughts already. This game is not some abomination.
Oh, no.
I balked at how quickly it got ended, but I think overall it evens out to being harmless. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It does what it wants to do just fine.
It's fine.
Give kids something to play. Like, now, mind you, I do feel like that age demographic is probably more in the 3 to 5 range, maybe the 8 range being generous, but even still, it doesn't feel like
Man,
something that's just absolutely terrible. It's okay.
And I guess
It's
we just got
overall
the credits, right?
harmless.
So there we
Oh
go.
yeah, definitely. All right, everybody, and that was
Yeah,
the Tangled video game, and the game just immediately booms into the credits. All right.
I kind of just got through my final thoughts overall. This game is harmless. Like, I mean, yeah, it does have some unique ideas, with which it does some better than others. The rendering, yeah, we've talked about the rendering, but I am willing to give the game the benefit of a doubt that for a 7th gen game, that actually looked pretty dang good, especially for a tie-in. Like, and you all know the difficulties that come with being a tie-in game. I will say this, like, this one feels like, again, one of the better ones. Now, how sad or how good that is up for you to describe. But I really do mean that. I feel like I do feel like they got their job done fine enough. Nothing amazing, mind you. It's harmless. The mini games are fine, and again, some more fun than others. That said, I literally got a laugh out of how the ending just literally wraps itself up in a clap of lightning like that.
Again, we don't even get to see Mother Gothel dying. She just poofs off screen.
Well, okay, to be fair, we do see her literally turn to dust in the tower, even though that's not how it went in the movie. She turned into dust falling out of it, but
So what you're saying?
see her become
I
a
guess
pile of
Maruxia
dust.
wasn't around this time.
So what you're saying too is Mother Gothel died, one thing led to another, blah blah blah. What kind of lazy writing is that? Isn't it your job as the writer to tell me how this led to that?
Anyway,
God.
it's funny you mentioned the old Gothel fight here. Ironically, one where I have seen her get something of a physical fight is in a Disney gotcha game made by Gameloft of all people.
Okay, I
where
don't
you
know if
do
she
ki-
has, I don't know if she hasn't shown up yet in Mirrorverse, but I know Rapunzel is there, if I recall correctly. So.
Oh yeah, Mirrorverse looks awesome,
But
but
go
no,
on,
I was
sorry.
talking about Disney Magic Kingdoms, where yes, it's done in a very automatic way, but no, believe it or not, Rapunzel, Maximus, and Flynn, aka Eugene, do all physically fight her in that game. Surprisingly. But yeah, no, that's just funny how the boss fight is just fight some mooks here, lasso her with your hair. Okay, you're done.
Yeah.
Again, it's a harmless game. We had laughs, we had some joy, some sadness, yada yada yada.
Oh, here you go. Hold
This
on.
was
Let
a
me
game.
imagine. See, there you go. Introduction to cinematic. Artist Claire Keane. Again, Claire Keane will also be the primary artist of the Tangled series. So yeah, Claire Keane has managed to do Rapunzel's illustrations throughout the entire franchise, even in this game. So
That's some dedication.
remember,
Anyway,
remember for those who forgot, Claire Keane is the daughter of Glenn Keane, the original director of the movie when the movie was still called Rapunzel. All right, Dibs, final thoughts, please.
It's a licensed video game, and I mean there are bits that do show promise if they gave it more time to sizzle, but ultimately it just it doesn't all come together in the end, and that's just because the end just doesn't have any time to come together. It just zooms through the last part of the movie. Like seriously, you might as that quote unquote final boss was so short. You might as well have made it a cutscene.
A lot of it they did actually.
Yeah, and that weird random ending of it being a level where you just run through the town wrecking crates and wheelbarrows. Like, why? That kind of puts Rapunzel and Flynn in a bit of a poor lie at the end of the game, wrecking their own town.
They're rich enough to get away with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are episodes in the TV show which they didn't.
But Dwibs, like you said, the TV show hadn't been created yet. Checkmate.
I mean, this game doesn't care for consistency, so why should I? But anyway, that's Tangled, the video game. It's a video game based on Tangled, and not much more than that.
Teo.
Sure, Roy.
Which?
Shira, go ahead.
Sure, Roy.
All right, I'll be quick anyway. Yep, it do be a licensed video game, and one thing I'd like to point out, when Pedro said that the end of the game would kick into high gear, I thought the levels would just be, a lot shorter and not, no, they literally were behind the artist yelling at them to get shit fucking done.
Yep.
Because, oh god. Like, slow down, game, please.
We ran out of time and money, Shiroi. We can't, we have to rush the game out.
Like, there was barely any time to process any of that, and I know the story.
Yeah, I feel like that literally happened in the span of 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes.
Like, jeez. But, aside from that, I think I maintained my opinion from the start of this, where it's like, this is cute, but, not really for me. Like, even at the time that this came out. It's, it's a cute one and done thing, and that's it. Probably good for children and their parents, like Pedro said. But aside from that, yeah, it's just
Okay.
It's there. So.
Okay, Terry, if you'll allow me, I actually do have a good idea for it. So allow me to let you be the last one to give your final thoughts. I'll explain why. Okay. Yeah, I still think the game is fine. Does it have problems? Oh, definitely. But I will argue that the game overall is fine. I've played far worse Disney tie-in games. Like I said, like me and Jova just said, the Beauty and the Beast Super Nintendo game is way worse. Trust me. If you want bad Disney tie-in games, I can show you some of them. We've seen some of them on this channel. So
yeah, and just wait till you see goddamn Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh yeah, that's like the easiest target. Like that's the poster boy for bad Disney tie-in games.
I cannot stress enough that one of the worst Disney tie-in games is the one that's based off of a movie that's about video games.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll get to that. The point is, Tangled is fine. It has its issues. You can tell that the developers were on a tight schedule and budget, and that's why there's things where there should be mini games that don't exist. Maybe some mini games seem rushed or way too basic. Again, you can tell that the developers were just stretching to try to make this feel like it was worth full price.
I pity anyone who kind of bought this at full price.
Again, Jova, it's usually the grandson that actually need to have a game for their grandchildren and don't know what to do. So the GameStop employee was like, do this. It's based on Disney stuff. They watch that, right? You go ahead.
Indeed.
But what about Gex?
That being said, Tango, like I said, the music is generic. I barely even noticed it. I do appreciate all the voice actors returning, which they're great as always. Yeah, too bad the characters look scary as fuck. But yeah, at the same time, like Jova said, it's harmless at worst, to be honest with you. It's completely inoffensive. It's something that it will entertain its audience, which is little kids who just saw Tangled in theaters. So it works on that regard. It's not like a super elaborate Tangled game, but at the same time, with the tight schedule and money that they had, they probably couldn't really do anything like that. So unfortunately, That's what we get. But again, like I said, I think the game is just fine. So Teo, why don't you give us your final thoughts on the game, as well as tell us what we're doing after this?
Yeah, again, I'm sorry. I'm pretty much the most critical out of all of us for this. No, I'm sorry. Compared to the standard of the Disney tie-in games around this time, mind you, because yes, the Super Nintendo Sega Genesis had a lot of garbage, even though they did actually had good stuff like Mickey Mania, for example, But around this time, we had very solid title on the PS1, Nintendo 64, and the PS2. And of course, even stuff like the Dreamcast, for example. So having this generally feels like a step back. Sure, it is technically inoffensive for a younger demographic and everything, but again, it might have a couple of good ideas, but it doesn't do a good job promoting the movie. I swear to God, if the first exposure was this, I would have categorically refused to watch the movie afterward, because I would have deemed it not really worth it if this was a terrible job, at promoting its source material. And it's not even just a matter of skipping parts of the story, even though that certainly doesn't happen. Stuff is alright, glossed over. Characters like the stabbing toes just disappear, It's nice that they introduced a couple of things that the movie did not have, like actually fighting properly the stabbing toes in the mines. But again, it's over so quickly. The challenge is almost non-existent, The puzzle design is interesting, but you can tell it's clearly designed to be played in co-op rather than single player with an AI partner more than anything. It's all over the place. The graphical rendering is again also all over the place. Ambitious, yes, but this should probably not be on the Wii. Motion controls are a gimmick, yes, but you should not sacrifice potential art style for that, especially with what you get, and of course the rushing towards the end for the ending as well. The 2D cutscenes to abridge the movie are fine for what they need to do, but I kind of prefer the eventual art style that they settled in for what we will actually see after this game.
I've realized something. Oh.
Go on.
I've realized something of a caveat. I don't think that the bad graphic rendering of the game is particularly to blame on the Wii, because the Wii had better looking games than this. And to be fair, we've seen a lot of tie-in games where, even though they've been on other systems like the PS3 or the 360, they weren't exactly the most darling things to look at. So...
How about this? Maybe what they should have done is to pick an art style that actually does a better job hiding the Wii strengths. How about making it cel-shaded and trying to emulate to the best of possibilities Claire Keen's art?
Again, if it wasn't for the close-ups in the cutscene, I'd argue the Brave video game kind of went on that direction. So, and honestly, that one is much more fun to play compared to this one. No, again, compare also these two stuff like Toy Story 2. That one too basically barely sticks to its source material and adds some weird diverging at the end when it comes to, Risky Woody and fighting Stinky Pete and everything. But at the very least, it had great gameplay to compensate this kind of thing. This is stuff that you can play in better products. That's basically it. And for selling it at full price at the time, get fucking real. No, sorry. The Disney time video games around this time demanded a standard that is higher than this can actually offer. So, as much as it is technically harmless for the category that it represents, this cannot really get a complete pass on me. Sorry. That being said, at least we're not ending on a sour note, because as mentioned, you can tell technically the fine prints of the details when we actually start with, but a couple of years, after the release of the movie, someone decided to do a proper sequel series in homaging what the Disney Channel, networks love to do with stuff like the Aladdin TV series or Little Mermaid TV series, an expanded product just in the way of a proper ongoing series. A sequel movie, which I do wonder if originally the plan was to make potentially an actual movie in a style of a direct-to-video, sequels, but they repurposed it as a series after those were over, and Disney at the time was deciding that basically only a selective couple of movies like Frozen or Bracket Router getting sequels directly in movie format.
Well,
who knows?
I can tell you, Theo, that the TV series of Tangled was announced a good number of years before it actually came out,
It was in the work for a long time.
So yeah, the creators even specifically said that they spent a long time in pre-production planning the whole 3-season storyline down. So
that makes sense considering what will be about to unfold. But yes, folks, tuning eventually, very soon, technically speaking, for when we start officially the Tangled miniseries in its 3 seasons, which hopefully should not take that much long. So see you for that.
see ya.
See you then.
See ya.